Hey there, and welcome to Real World Tarot, a podcast that aims to remove the smoke and mirrors and bring tarot into real life. Your life. This podcast is hosted by me, Karen of Little Orchid Tarot. I'm a tarot reader, intuitive, and lightworker who works with the tarot every single day on Fiverr.com. I'm excited to explore the energy of the cards with you, particularly how they show up in everyday life, as people, situations, and as energies you might want to embody. Because where magic meets the mundane, that's where real life happens. So let's dive in, shall we? Hey there, and welcome back to Real World Tarot. Today, for episode 2, we will be exploring the first suit of the podcast, the suit of Pentacles. Now, you may think this is a little odd. I'm going a little off chart here because most podcasts and most books and materials, courses surrounding the tarot do focus on the major arcana first. But this is Real World Tarot, so we're starting with the Earth suit and the suit that resonates with the tangible, the material, and that makes the most sense to me for this podcast. So that's what we're starting with. So the suit of Pentacles, it is symbolic of that which is tangible. Okay. So anytime you think of the suit of Pentacles, or otherwise known as the suit of coins, this is about our bodies, our environment, and that which supports us in our most basic needs. So this is about, in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, this is about shelter, food, water, comfort, the things that we as humans need on a very basic level to function, survive, and be happy. This suit is also deeply related to money. So when we think of money, really what that is how energy becomes tangible. Money turns thoughts to things, right? We exchange it for what we can see, smell, taste, touch, and feel through the energy we expel to earn it. So that is why this is often a suit that is very, very deeply related to money. And when it does come up in our readings, it often is about the material, the tangible, and the physical. The suit of Pentacles is also related to Earth, the Earth signs. In astrology, it does represent the signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So I myself, being a Taurus, really do love this suit. And when it comes up in a reading, it's very exciting to me. So what does it mean to pull the suit of Pentacles in a real world tarot reading? We're going to look at it today through the lens of a few popular questions that you might be asking of the tarot in your day-to-day readings, or if you're going to seek a reader. Okay, so in your readings, if you're asking about a person and you've drawn a Pentacles court card, more on those in future episodes, or we're seeing a lot of Pentacles cards overall, the first thing to consider is that this person is likely someone who is grounded, practical, and lives here on Earth. Of course, we all live here on Earth, but what I mean by this is not the poet, the dreamer, the bohemian wanderer. This is likely a person who is routinized, has a solid plan, and lives and dies by it. This person knows what their seed is, when to plant it, and how to nurture it to bear fruit. The Pentacles-driven person is likely to be motivated by what they can earn and what they can create. So, for example, in a love reading, getting someone with all Pentacles and little else could very well mean that as a partner, you might come second to that person's career and their money-making activity. An all Pentacles person is the person who's going to take you on a lavish date. You're going to go to the nicest restaurant, or you're going to go and spend a whole bunch of money. And that's often because that person has worked hard for it. That's what brings them joy. That's where they get their sort of sense of root and meaning. But they could also be the person that asks you to split the bill at the end of the meal. This is somebody, again, who really feels like the physical, the tangible, and the pursuit of that is the most important aspect of their life. So this could even be a partner or a person who's likely to stand you up because an important meeting came up at work and they just had to take it. Pentacles, for some that are heavily skewed in this space, can also equal power. I recently had a client in a new relationship, and she wanted to understand the nature of their connection. What was really interesting to me is that nearly every card I drew was a pentacle. Now, mind you, I also drew the Devil card. Of course, other suits and arcana will give you color to your readings, but we'll get there in later episodes. What I saw in this reading was a man deeply concerned about money making and the power and status that came with that material and external world achievements. I did this reading with a little bit of trepidation because I'm not seeing any emotion here. I'm not seeing anything other than the power and status and money. And that's a little odd to see in a relationship reading. Well, this client went on to validate that this man was an executive at a global company and that he was constantly taking her to high priced restaurants and work events, and even telling her what to wear and how to act in front of his colleagues. This was a man that got off, for lack of a better word, on the power and status he has through his money and through his connections at work. So pay attention when you've a dominant Pentacles person in your reading. They're not necessarily going to be power hungry or money hungry, but if you're not getting a lot of other cards or a lot of other suits, then they're likely to be someone that is highly motivated or focused in this area. They're also likely to be stubborn and very used to having things go their way. Pentacles people like to be in control. Again, not all power hungry monsters, but certainly people who like to be piloting the ship. If you're in a relationship with or working with a Pentacles person, here's how to speak their language. Do what you say you're going to do when you said you were going to do it. Be punctual, be diligent, and show you've paid attention to the little details. The Pentacles personality prefers stability and safety. They want to know all angles of situation before they commit to it, so please don't hold anything back. And even worse, don't change the plan without telling them. With a Pentacles person, you're going to want to pick your battles because they can be very set in their ways. Let them take the lead, even if the little details don't matter to you, because that's going to make them feel more comfortable and, honestly, more important, they do like to have the bulk of the power. All right. So that is the Pentacles person as a friend, as a partner. But what about if you're asking a career or finance question? Well, let me tell you, this is the suit you want to see in any career or financial reading. When the Pentacles show up, there will be money involved, and generally the odds are in your favor. Now, of course, it absolutely matters which cards you receive, but a Pentacles dominant reading in general will mostly indicate the ability to make and grow your financial well being over time. This is going to be representative of the company that pays for hard work, the one who has diligent, responsible, hardworking, and dedicated staff, the company with the vision and the know how to pull it all off. If you're asking about a job opportunity, you've had a job interview, and you're getting a lot of Pentacles suits coming up, great. I would say this is the go for it card. Go for it reading overall because you're getting the suit that is about money generation. And at the end of the day, of course, there's more important things than just the paycheck at the end of the day. But ultimately, we're all working for the weekend, right? So brass tacks of it, I would say this is a go for it reading when you're getting this dominant suit. If you're asking about a financial investment opportunity and you're getting a Pentacles dominant reading, you're likely in the money or well on your way to it. This suit indicates growth from seed to legacy. That does not mean that the path to success will always be linear or without hard work, but that the opportunity is there if you choose to match the energy of the suit. That is diligence, responsibility, wisdom, and responsiveness versus reactiveness. Remember that this is a suit that favors patience. So if you're asking about a financial investment opportunity and a lot of these cards show up, remember there's no overnight successes. This isn't about a flash in the pan, but something long term with roots. Again, if you're willing to put the commitment and the work in. So, what if you are asking about your health or your well being? Obviously, this is something very common when we come to the cards and want to know about what's going on in our bodies or in our minds. The Pentacles cards relate very well to the body because, well, we are matter, we are tangible. If you're asking after a health related question, the Pentacles says that the answer lies within the way that you are treating your body. This is how you are moving it, what you eat, the rest you give it, and the environment in which you surround yourself. They say that you can't heal in the environment that made you sick. And another way that I interpret this is what you do every day and where you spend time may need to change. The Pentacle suit might be telling you that you need to alter your approach. That's because at the end of the day, it's your action steps and the decisions you make or don't make that are ultimately going to determine the outcome and the effects. A Pentacles dominant reading about your mental or physical health points to self care. You may need a more grounded routine, structure, or habits. When the Pentacles suit comes up, I often ask people, where do you feel out of control? Because ultimately, our sense of stress, anxiety, worry, and insecurity are often symptoms of the unknown or a perceived lack of control. The balm of the Pentacles is grounding back into our bodies and our routines. Whether that means integrating a morning meditation or exercise program, attending to our diets, or spending a Saturday afternoon getting our finances in order with a budget sheet or spending time with a financial expert. What this is about is the practical approach. It's one foot in front of the other, slow and steady wins the race. All right, guys, let's talk about examples of the Pentacles in the real world. If I were to personify the suit of the Pentacles, it would be as the Kardashians. This is a suit that's always on the lookout for opportunity to grow and gain more, to create and generate, and to enjoy to the fullest what life has to offer. Like the Kardashians, the suit of the Pentacles likes to be the center of attention. It tends to be the one that wants to be the flashiest, the one in control of how it's all going to go down, and it is about largely prosperity and power. At its worst, it can be about obsession, and this energy, when it is unmoderated, can go into materialism and a focus on money, power, and status. However, if you wish to embody this suit in a healthy way, one of the things you can do is be willing to show up and put the work in. Once you find the opportunity, be willing to get your hands dirty, do the hard work, and commit to it for the long run. Also, be willing to make sacrifices. The suit of Pentacles says make your own opportunity. For the seed to grow and to take root, you need to take time, patience, and show up. Be consistent. There are no overnight successes. The suit of Pentacles also encourages you to create a schedule and stick to it. And don't be afraid to enjoy what you've worked for. All work and no play make the Pentacles a boring suit. Let the fruits of your labor pay off once in a while, but keep it in moderation. Lastly, find ways to be generous with what you have, with your wealth, with your knowledge, and with your time. How you show up in the world matters. Consider sharing a little of your worldly experience with others and pay it forward. So guys, that is the suit of the Pentacles. Next week, we'll be exploring the Ace of Pentacles, that new, shiny, golden opportunity. All right, friends, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Real World Tarot, and most of all, learned something new. If you would like to learn more about me, ask a question for a future episode, or book a reading, you can visit littleorchidtarot.com/podcast. That's littleorchidtarot.com/podcast. And of course, if you're enjoying the podcast, do that thing that helps other people find me. Subscribe and leave a kind review. And remember, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. So take care, be well, and make good choices.